Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Now Select Pro Times Yes binding. I rode this at Copper Mountain on a sunny day with a little bit of clouds in the skies, warmer temps, there was slush, ice, chunder, death cookies, and I rode it on my Telos Mike Rankwit snowboard with my K2 Thraxis boots. So there's not a lot of adjustments on this binding. You got flip tabs on the toe and the heel strap to lengthen or shorten it. You got your forward lean adjustment on the high back, and then you've got your bushings on the base, whether you want to go soft, medium, or hard with that skate tech. The heel strap is foam, so it does contour to just about any boot shape. And what else is nice is you do have that little hinge on there to get the strap out of the way when you're strapping in. So it is a foam strap. It contours around the boot perfectly. It's got a good cutout. It fits just about any boot. It's not going to be one of these straps where it breaks in, you end up getting pinch points or whatnot. Now with the toe strap, it's got a smaller cutout in it, so it's gonna fit certain boot shapes a little bit differently. For my boot shape, it gripped well, it fit over the toe, didn't really create any pinch points. I could see underneath the ratchet, as it's a little more firm, it doesn't have as much give as where the cutout is, causing a problem for some people. I didn't experience it, not saying that it couldn't happen. Overall, the straps did their job. They did their job well. They're plush where you need them to. They contour, they mold around your boot perfectly. You can just ride with them. These ratchets did their job. They did their job well. They climb well. They release well. I never had any problem with them sticking. I never had any problem feeding them in there. My only gripe is that it's a push down release on the toe versus a one finger quick release like what's on the heel. Small gripe, I just wish it was more uniform. That's me. You can still get your finger under the front of it and push and it will release. Like I said, these things do their job. They do their job well. I never had any issues with them. When it comes to the high back, this is a very forgiving high back. You can really feel that give when you push into it. If you're one of those guys that really tweaks and fields the high back, you're going to have a lot more give. You're going to notice that in there. Overall, it's a high back. It's got a stiffer section down the middle, a little more give out on the sides, does its job. There's a little bit of natural forward lean to it, not a lot, which is nice if you're one of those guys that doesn't like forward lean. That way you can crank it and adjust it a little bit more. It's not forcing you to bend your knees more than you already want to. So the overall flex of this binding is a little bit past middle of the road, making it just a hair stiffer. And a lot of that is due in part to the Skate Tech chassis underneath. It just creates a bigger section for a dead spot. You do get more power toe to heel in this binding, so you're going to notice that you get a little more play, but laterally you end up losing some of that play. Like I said, it's just past the middle of the road, making it just a little bit stiffer. But if you're one of those guys that's likes to drive with it, you don't really have to worry about it too much. The overall ride of this binding is precision and power. You can feel that power into your toe edge and heel edge from that Skate Tech as you push down and it raises that heel up, putting more pressure down on that edge. Or when you go on the heel edge and it raises the toe up, it's the same effect. You're getting more power down into that edge. I like that precision, that power that you get from this. You do sacrifice a little bit of lateral play, but you gain more lateral drive just with the way the chassis sits on the board. Plus, you can adjust how you want it to ride with that soft, medium, or hard bushing. Who's this binding for? The freestyle rider that wants a little more precision and power out of their binding. I'd almost say it's great for an all-mountain freestyle type of rider. So with this binding having the Hanger 3.0, it's actually a little bit wider, so it will fit a wider boot, which has been kind of a gripe in the past with the Hanger 1.0 and 2.0. It also changes the points where the bushings sit, so it puts them further out on the binding, which gives you more power down into your edges. You notice that precision and power. You sacrifice a little bit of lateral play, but you get more lateral drive. So if you're one of those guys that really kicks your knee in on a carve, or you're really pushing on the outside through your tail, just exiting a turn, you're gonna notice that you have a little bit more power. Overall, this was a great binding. It fit well in my boot. It did what I needed it to do. It was predictable. I liked it. It's just a binding that I could put on and go out and ride. Comparable bindings, the Rome Katana, the Union Force, the K2 Formula. This has been my review of the Now Select Pro Yes collab. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own a pair? Are you gonna buy a pair? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this binding. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.